So today is 21st of February. I think this space of January to February is coming up to 5 weeks. I'm in my fourth week at Good Mays Hospital. Anyway, I'm tired of talking about wanting to be let out of here for my fears about medication experiment. I've literally just found out that well, not literally, but even yesterday, over the days, of course, you start to talk to people, you start to find out information. And so I found out that people who have psychosis and that, they actually know that they need help when they experience these things and they reach out for the help. They actually pursue their medication. Actually, this I found out on the other ward. So I was brought down here because some mistakes were found from the tribunal. So, okay, now I'm talking about it. Initially, they wanted to, I'm going to have to do a separate video. Initially, they brought me in here because my care coordinator omitted the truth. She said I wasn't engaging in the community, and so some people capitalized on that. Because I had been engaging in the community. Someone had thought it was a good idea to fan the flames. They'll soon find out it wasn't a good idea. I'm just not in the best position to fan my own flames right now, but I soon will be. Oh, this color needs a nice iron. Sometimes some systems are not enough. It's not enough to put something in the dryer. But okay. Oh, it was better in, wasn't it? Oh well. So yes, unfortunately we have that situation. This is not like a demonstration video. So unfortunately we have that situation where I am being experimented on. I call it an experiment of medication because I do not have psychosis, and I have video evidence of the people who've been aggressively trying to bully me into what can I say, into cooperating with their feelings of entitlement, of criminal entitlement. So the long story short is that these people have been paid to be bullying me. And last night I watched a film that put it all together. It's called Watching You. I think it's a series. I only watched the first episode. Oh my goodness gracious. It scared the hell out of me because I realized that's exactly what I'm going through. I accommodated Lynette Veremu's ex, who I used to consider a cousin. We were quite distant, but I took care of him like someone who was really, really close. I was fond of the little boy. He was growing up and became an architect student. Prois Mutsambiwa, congratulations to him and his newly bewedded wife. However, in his curiosity or in his student life as an architect, he scanned my property, and unfortunately, Proas, if you were tuned in, you were taken advantage of by Lynette Veremu. I say congratulations to you on your marriage because you woke up and realized Lynette Veremu was not coming back to be your bride. So now we have the evidence because you got married. So you know that it's not a good idea to unite with Lynette Veremu because she's bad news. So whatever she took advantage of you, or perhaps not, because she has been burgling my flats through these people. But I have an inkling that you, as a sound engineer to some extent, I mean, you know how it is with Forward and Faith. You have a jack of all trades in those small groups. So I too am a sound engineer to some respect. So, Bruce, I think you know something about enhancing the recordings that Lynette Verimo had begun with these criminals. I would beg you at this stage, please give her up. Because I'm actually in this situation where I am being told that I'm delusional about the existence of criminals living right next door to me. And unfortunately, when it's being looked into by people of mental health professions, and they don't even want to see the videos, even if they've seen the videos before, and then they decide, no, you're delusional. And they start to force medication on you. The only unfortunate thing is that I have studied medication administration. And so just like this article that I was about to go into, you see, this is an approved study that these people are doing. They have done some, I only took my glasses off because they're prescription glasses, and to see if I could carry on without wearing them. I can't. Someone got pissed off about my prescription glasses. The normal transition lenses, the clear lenses that dim when the bright increases, were broken. And so when I explained myself to a certain clinician, they got really angry. It was a bad morning already. I walked in there and I was treated like a junior medical professional. The woman got so angry that I had my tea prepared. I didn't know I was going to the meeting already. So I was pulled in while holding my flask and my cup. And when I got in there, she immediately reached out for the flask and said, "Nope, put that away." And then I read the room. She alone had the cup. You know how it is. If you've watched anything, go back to Doogie Howser days. If you watched anything like that, then you know the senior always has something that says they're the senior. And so that date was the drink. And then it was my glasses, I suppose. My glasses pissed the woman off so badly. Even though I was trying to explain, I even had to explain that no, my glasses, my normal glasses were broken in a burglary. I've not been able to afford to get a new pair. It was going on deaf ears. The woman was so pissed. I don't know what had pissed her off that morning. She decided as I walked out, as she dismissed me, "I'm prescribing medication for you." I was walking out. I was literally out the door and I could hear her shouting, "Your mind is not okay. I'm prescribing medication for you." The day before, oh no, a few days before that, because on a Wednesday is when there had been a trial to take my bloods. It was unsuccessful. And so on the Monday, when she had been pissed at me, they decided to medicate me. And a whole group of clinicians came into my room with a needle. I was promised a leaflet. I was promised a leaflet to say what I was having. Perhaps they couldn't pronounce it, I don't know. But the medication I had been offered on the Wednesday before that was to deal with stress because of the things that I'm facing with the criminals next door. Now, this will be a very brief summary of the situation I'm in. It is possible that medication can kill because I've been throwing up for the most of it. Throwing up, ankle swelling. I even had extra menstrual bleeding. And my nose was bloody. Killing slowly. I've heard them discuss increasing the dose. I've been on 100 milligrams. Now, as a start dose, it can be given 7 days later. I was given 5 days later. Apparently, in here, in places like this, they can easily medicate you again. if you haven't eaten, or if they think that you're deteriorating. I am gaining weight in this place. I missed breakfast one morning. You have to make a show to the kitchen area every morning. I've heard them whisper. It's very audible. I've heard them. So I have to make an appearance to the breakfast table, whether I want to or not. Yesterday, I spent the day drinking tea. It seemed to clear up quite a lot from my system. And then I was able to eat my dinner and not throw up. I coughed up a bit of phlegm this morning. I decided not to count it. Dismissed it as just phlegm. But clearly this medication is disturbing my system. At least my nose wasn't bloody. My ankles are not swelling anymore. So medication has affected me. My skin is still lumpy in my waistline where I was injected instead of my upper quadrant buttock. That's where medication goes. You draw a line and a cross, and it's supposed to be on your upper left quadrant. If it's going to be on your right side, it should be on your upper right. However, and that is specifically to avoid nerves and things in your skin. I was stabbed in my waistline and it's still clumped up there. My system is still dealing with the medication. So it's swollen, inflammatory markers are still at work there. And I think that's why I've been throwing up. So because the swelling hasn't gone down yet, I don't know how else this medication will be dissipating. Anyway, perhaps it has, and now it will just be the inflammation I'm dealing with. We'll just see how it dissipates. Okay, I've gone over 12 minutes anyway. This was not the idea of the video. The next video will be about child puberty blocker trial paused. You see, when you actually have a trial, they have to look at things thoroughly for the protection of the participants. So to some extent, this is a good thing that they've paused it for fear of fertility for the children. Now, I am in my upper time of fertility. That means I'm closer to my fertility expiring, but I am still fertile. I've had a positive pregnancy test last year. So, and in 2024 and in 2023, I've been having positive pregnancy tests. But obviously a lot of work has to be done. Thank goodness, my husband, I still like to call him Jean, Pedro. Maybe I'll be calling you Jean for a long time anyway, Pedro. Thankfully, at some point, he will be joining me. We've got a lot of work to do, honey. We've got to make those babies and not put them through situations like this. I know I have to guard my life, my fertility, my finances. So these videos, I guess, will be evidence or will be used as evidence. It shouldn't have come to this. Okay, this has been your 15 minutes with Carush on a Saturday morning. Watch out for the next video. If you're interested in child protection and that, child development, we'll be talking about child puberty blocker trial paused after fears of fertility. It's an article in the Times newspaper on Saturday, 21st February 2026.